264 minus the 108 pages that I read the day before. The math is getting crazy, by the way, you guys. I don't know. It's getting crazy. Good morning. It is Sunday. It is about, I think it's about 6 a.m. I wanted to start a new vlog today, and I wanted to do a number generator picks how much I read for the week. And I'm going to be mood reading some, books I've really been wanting to read recently. So I'll probably do that. But I wanted to do this with you and pick how many books I'm going to, not how many books, how many pages I'm going to read today. I have my number generator up. I'm going to do between 1 and 200. That feels right because I don't have a lot to do today. So it's rolling. I've got between 1 and 200. All right, and I'm going to stop it with my pinky, I think. Wow. 67. Okay. I mean, I can do that. I was kind of hoping for more, but I will read 67 pages and then I will catch up with you after I'm done. I'm going to be finishing an arc called Storybook Endings, or Ending. I had like 6 books that I was supposed to read that came out on the same day as this one, so I was like, I'm not reading all 6. So I have this one and I have another arc that I'm going to finish too. It's called Main Characters. That one's almost done as well, and it came out I think on the same day as this. Good morning. I wanted to check in where I'm at. I was able to read my 67 pages. That's the number I got, which is kind of crazy. And I actually was able to read more than that because the first book, there was only 27 pages left. The first book, which was Storybook Ending. And then I was able to read the last 105 pages of Main Characters to finish the book. So altogether, I read 132 pages. 132 minus 67 is 55. So I have 55 extra pages that I read. So what I might do is I might put the generator up to 300 today because I have problems, and then tack that 55 pages, or those 55 pages on. So I put it on to 300 and I'm going to start it. Here it is. I kind of want a big number today. Okay, and I'm going to stop it. Good. Okay, 166. Not bad. So that would be 111 pages. So I'm going to be reading pretty much all day, and I will get to my 111 pages. And I might go past just because I kind of wanted to read a lot today. So we'll see, and then I might tack it on to the next day. But I'll check in with you when I'm done with my 111 pages. It is much later in the day. I was able, well, you guys don't even know this, but this is the book that I chose to read for my 166 pages, but minus 55 from yesterday, so I am reading 111 pages today. I did get to 111. I actually got to chapter 15, I think I showed you. which is page 116. So, this is the story of Sydney and Tom. It takes place, it's dual POV, but it's also dual timeline. So when you're following Tom, you're following him back when he's growing up in like high school age. And then when you're following Sydney, you're following her now. Tom is, I mean, it's not really a spoiler, but Tom has some issues that he is contending with that he knows but nobody else knows about. I'm going to leave it there. And every single time he tries to do something or like get into a relationship or he starts liking a girl or a woman, he ends up wanting to hurt her. Sydney is, I think she's 34 now. She's living alone. She's in New York City. And she is just getting out of a relationship, like recently got out of a relationship. And it was kind of messy, and she's still kind of wanting to find someone new, only because she's at that age. I remember this age, but she's at that age, where people are starting to couple up. They're starting to get married. They're starting to have babies and families and all that. And she is kind of stuck, feeling like she's the odd person out. So she's on looking at her like Instagram feed and stuff, and it's like all babies or it's all like proposals and things like that. So yeah, she's going on a bunch of really strange dates that do not turn out the way she wants them to. And on one of these dates, she is assaulted and a random man comes to her rescue. But this man is not, he doesn't really want anything from her. He just, that's where I'm at right now anyways. He just rescues her and then is never seen or heard from again. Like, she doesn't get his number or anything like that, even though I guess he's super cute. He just helps her and then he leaves. She has a couple best friends, and one of her best friends actually ends up going missing and is later found to be killed. And they don't know why. That's where I'm at. I'm liking this so far. This is my first Frida McFadden book, if you can believe it. I do like it. It's very thriller. Sometimes I'm in the mood for like a little thriller action. Good morning. I wanted to give you a little bit of an update. Yesterday you saw I was able to get to chapter 18, which was page 117. So I was able to read my 111 pages. Technically it was 166 minus 55, so 111, and then I did read to 117, so 6 extra pages, I guess. And then last night I was able to get to chapter 38, which is 220, page 220, so that is an extra 103 pages, so 103 plus the extra 5 from the 111, it's 108. So I'm going to spin again. I think I'm going to keep it at 300. And then add that 108 to today's and see where I go. So let's start now. It's 1 to 300. I'm hoping I get kind of a higher number just because like I've been reading over the number anyways. So let's see. Oh my god. Okay. I'm just gonna wait until I get a number I like. Yes, this is what I wanted. So 264 minus 108. Oh no, minus 110. 264, 164, 154, 156 pages. Okay, so I have to read 156 pages today using my 108 that I read from last night. Yay, I'm excited. Okay, I will check in with you later on in the day. I'm going to continue reading Frida McFadden's The Boyfriend. Good morning. It is the next day and I wanted to share where I was. I was able to finish this yesterday, yesterday. I started on page 28, I think, when I talked to you last, and I was on page 167. I was able to finish this whole book. This book is 359 pages, and so I was able to read an extra 36 pages just to finish up this book. So my number yesterday was 264 minus the 108 pages I read the day before. The math is getting crazy, by the way, you guys. I don't know. It's getting crazy. But so I was supposed to read 156 pages. I was able to read 192, and then I had 36 pages left over. But I wanted to finish this book, and I will give you a full review at the end of this video. But I really liked this book a lot. I did, because I needed a new book to read, obviously. Like, there's never a time I'm not reading. So I was able to start this book, The 13th Child, by Aaron A. Craig. This is my second book by Aaron A. Craig. I've read the first one in this House of Salt and Sorrows duology. But I was able to get to chapter 12, page 97. 36 and 97 is 133. So I have 133 extra pages that I read yesterday, on top of the 156 that I was supposed to read. But I wanted to finish this book. So, and I'm glad I did it. It was really good. I think that the part I was at too, there was only a few pages left. I was like, oh, let me just finish this. So yeah, this book is really cool. It's fantasy. Everyone really loves this book a lot. This one is following our main character, Hazel. She is the 13th child, and so she's given up. She's given away to like the gods. It's really interesting. It's just now starting to really pick up, like right where I left off. So I'm excited to finish this, but it's fantasy. It's like kind of lore. I think this is based on one of the Grimm stories, the Grimm brothers stories. So yeah, people love this book. It's got like crazy ratings on Goodreads. This is a standalone fantasy. I'm really excited to read it, but I think this just kind of goes through her life. And she, I think, ends up saving someone that she wasn't supposed to save, and she gets like magical powers, so all the fun stuff. So let's pick how many pages I'm going to read today. I'm going to try and stop reading over. I know it's difficult. It's hard. It's hard to do, but I'm going to try and stop over reading. Or maybe just not counting the pages, because the math is getting crazy. I'm like, oh, minus this, plus this, blah, blah, blah. You know, I'm getting over it. So, but this itself is really fun, but and I'm not getting like high numbers, and I really want high numbers. So I'm going to put this to 3. Yeah, I'm going crazy. I'm going to put this to 350 today. So I put it to 350. And now we're going to, please give me a high number. Please, God. Now we're going to roll. Oh my God. Yes! I literally you guys didn't see that, but it actually happened. I pressed roll, and this is real time. So good, 308. So 308, and how many pages did I say that I actually, 133. Can I do the math? 133, 308, 65, 165. Said I read 133. So, oh my God, 175. Sorry. So 175. I need to read 175 pages. So yes, I get to read 175 pages. That's the most pages I've had to read in a day. I hopefully don't think I'm going to go over this number. I'm going to try not to. And if I do go over the number, I'm going to not count it towards the next day, because this is just getting wild. So today is Wednesday. I will check back in with you in a few hours or later or whatever. But yeah. Good morning. I wanted to come on and share where I'm at in this book. So yesterday I got 308 for the pages I was supposed to read. And I had already read 133 pages, so I was meant to read 175 yesterday, which would have put me at page 272. I decided to stop at page 270 because it was the beginning of a new chapter. So I'm going to say that I did end up reading what I needed to read. So I'm on chapter 31. And I'm basically halfway through the book. I'm really liking this book so far. This is very, very interesting. Like I said, it's a young girl. Her name is Hazel. She's 16, I think. It starts when she's 8, and it kind of goes through her backstory. But then we're now in the present where she's 16 years old. She has just kind of fully realized her powers, I guess. She had been left on her own to kind of cultivate her powers based on her godfather. His name is Merrick, but he kind of left her alone to like figure out her powers, I guess, but like, helped her through it. Anyway, she has the ability to like help people who are close to dying, but only certain people, because some people like are too far gone and they can't be saved. So she goes around to different people. Like, I guess she's kind of like a healer. She goes around to different like rich people or people who couldn't afford her, and heals them. So it's interesting. Something tragic has already happened, which is kind of sad, but we have just reached the part where we have met Leopold, which is one of the kings that she's tasked to heal. So it's very atmospheric. The descriptions of like the diseases and stuff are like really intense, which I'm liking it a lot. This is really good. I can understand why people really like this. So it's feeling good. Let's see how many pages I need to read of this today. I'm only going to go to 200, I think, because I have a lot of stuff to do today. So, yeah, let's get to that. Hopefully this is a little glare. And I'm going to press start. Doing it. Okay, cool. So here we go. Let's see what it ends up being. Oh my God. I didn't even do, that works for me. That works. I'll probably read more than this, but I think maybe I will just read it from a different book. It says 58 pages, so yeah, we're going to go to 58 pages today. I was able to make it to chapter 39, page 329, which is the number I needed to get to. I actually need to get to 328, but this works out perfectly. It's going down. This is wild. I think I have, how much do I have left? Probably about 170 pages left of this book. But yeah, I'm really, really liking this book a lot. This is wild. It's so good. I can see why people are obsessed with it. I keep saying that, but like I can see why people are obsessed with this book. So yeah, I'm gonna stop here because I only need to read 58 pages today, and I'm gonna stop here because I don't want to do the extra pages thing like I've been doing. It's just been too crazy. So I will probably continue reading, but I'll read my own stuff on my own time, like, whatever. But yeah, so hopefully I can finish this book. Maybe I'll get 100 and something pages tomorrow. I can finish this book tomorrow and then start a new book. Today is Thursday, so I'd like to try to get one more book in if I can, because I've read one. This will be number 2, and then I finished 2 other books, so technically 4, and then I'd like to maybe get in like maybe a literary fiction or horror. Horror would be fun. This is kind of horror, but yeah, so we'll see. Good morning. This is day number 5 of this vlog. Number generator picks how many pages I read a day. So you will have seen me yesterday getting in this book to chapter 39, which is page 329. This book has like 374 pages, or no, this book has 494 pages. So I've got about 172 pages left of this book. So what I think I'm going to do, because I really want to finish this book today, because today is day 5 and I'd like to get to another book, I'd really like to try and finish this book today. So what I'm going to do, I already did it, is I'm going to put it up to 250, and I'm going to make the starting number 100 instead of 1. So that way it ensures that I get at least a number over 100. So yeah, so it'll be 150 or 100 to 250. So let's go ahead and do it now. Let's start it. All right. Please a high number. Please a high number. Please, like in the 2s and 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 the 2s. Please in the 2s. Yes! Oh my God! Yes! Okay, so 240, which is great because then I can finish this book, and then I can start a new book because I'm ready to move on. This is great. Don't get me wrong. This is great, and it's getting really, really good. That's why I wanted to finish it, because this is. I stopped at a time that, like I said, it was going down yesterday. I stopped at a time where it is going off, so it was hard not to read more of this last night, but I didn't. So my number for today is 240. I will check back in with you probably tomorrow, because I'm just going to finish this book, and then I'll see you on Saturday. It's a few days later. It's actually Sunday. The last time I checked in with you was Friday morning, and I was sharing where I was at in the 13th Child. I was able to read all my pages, and I got to chapter 39, page 329. And then when I spun the number generator, it gave me 240 pages. There was only 172 pages left of this book. So I was able to finish that, which is great. So I was able to read the 240 minus 172. And then I had 68 pages left that I needed to read. So I picked up this novella, Sweet Days of Discipline, and I started that on Friday, and then I didn't vlog, so I was able to get to my 67 pages. Technically I was supposed to get to 68, but I called this, I was just like, it's even. So I still have about 30 pages left of this, so I am going to finish this. I'm not going to do the number generator today because this is the last day of the vlog. All I'm going to do is finish these last like 30 pages. And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to give you a review of all the books that I read, and then the other ones that I finished reading during this vlog, because there was 2 that I was already mostly finished with. It's time for me to end the vlog, so I wanted to share my thoughts on all the books that I read. I technically finished 5 books. 2 of them I started before I started this vlog. So I'm going to go over those 2 first. The first one is Storybook Ending by Maura McDonald. I had never read anything by this author before. This one was just okay for me. It was probably like a 2.5 star. If you want a full review, you can go on my Goodreads at .com. I am not a .com. At Tammy Turns Pages. So this one has multiple characters in it, but it follows pretty much 2 main characters. They randomly start a correspondence between a book, which is fun. It's got you got mail vibes, which is exciting. It just didn't land for me. It just wasn't what I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be a book about books, which it kind of was, but there was like a random like movie plot in it, and I don't know, it just didn't feel that realistic. The love story wasn't that interesting. It just wasn't for me. So you might like this, but yeah, it didn't work for me. So the next book was Main Characters by Hannah Orenstein. She has written another book that I read called Love and Luck, and then there was another one that I read that was okay too. This felt very different from those two books, but those two books were like, I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 years ago that they were written. So, you know, she has evolved. This was the story of two estranged sisters who are trying to deal with the death of their father, and also trying to sell this house in Maine that belonged to the father. This also was just okay for me. It was probably like maybe like a 2.75. It was all right. I have a full review on my Goodreads at Tammy Turns Pages. It was okay. I did like the description of Maine in the summer. All in all, this was okay. You might like it. A lot of people on Goodreads seem to really enjoy this, so I might be the minority. Okay, then the next book I read was The Boyfriend by Frida McFadden. I loved this book. I said I didn't read any Frida McFadden, but I think Ward D is Frida McFadden. So then I have read one. I always get her and Lucinda Berry mixed up for some reason. Well, not for some reason. It's kind of like a thing, I guess. But anyway, I like this a lot. This follows our main character. Oh, what is her name? Sydney Shaw, and she is 34 and single, going on terrible dates, you know, going through it basically. You know, that whole dating, trying to find your person, etc., etc. She meets this one guy who is too good to be true, and you know, maybe he is. I really enjoyed it. The twists in this book, like, I'm not going to tell you when they happen, but chef's kiss. This was really, really good. I will be reading more Frida McFadden. The next book I read for this vlog was The 13th Child by Erin A. Craig. This is the second book I've read by Erin A. Craig. I really like this a lot. I don't want to give you too many details. It is long, but like, if I give you one detail about this book, it will spoil like the whole book. So I'm not going to give you too much. I will say this is so good. It was worth the read. I gave it 4 stars. The connection between things in this book was so good. The ending was incredible. This was really, really good. I can see why it's so big on Goodreads, and like everyone's talking about this book. But yeah, this was really, really fantastic. So, and a fun fantasy read. This one took me most of the vlog because it was so chunky. It's not that chunky, but it's like about 500 pages. But it was really, really good. It was easy. The world building was not difficult at all, which is sometimes the reason why I choose not to read fantasy. But this was very simple, very easy. You jump right into the storyline and the characters, and you were just go the whole time. It's great. So yeah. And the last one was Sweet Days of Discipline by Fleur Jaeggy. Yeah. Or Jaeggy. This is a translated work. Very short. 101 pages. This is about, I never told you what this is about because you didn't see me reading it in the beginning when I started it. But this is about a girl who is obsessed with she's a boarder. So she lives in like an all-girls school, you know, away from her parents. She's been a boarder since she was 8, and she goes until she's, I think, 18. She becomes obsessed with one of her classmates named Frederic, and it's basically about that. I mean, it's also about her relationship with her family members, or lack thereof. And then it's also about the way she feels about being a boarder and being just, I don't know, not dismissed, but forgotten about is a good way to say it. Her life is very chaotic, and it's actually kind of sad. This one didn't fully land for me. This is Lithic. It was a little light. I think you were meant to think like the writing and the language is very crisp. It's very clean. It's very airy and light and like simple. And I think it's supposed to be a play on words because her life is so difficult and it was so confined, and she just feels like she's been imprisoned. But the writing makes it seem, and like the way she speaks, her voice makes it seem more like light and airy and funny. Yeah, this one wasn't necessarily for me, but you know, it might be for you. I usually like a mundane book, but this one just didn't do it for me. So I probably would give this like a 2.75. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this video and sticking around. This was kind of more chatty. It was more like less like montage style and more like talking directly to the camera, which, you know, it just turned out to be that way. But thank you so much for sticking with me and sticking with this vlog. And if you liked what you saw and you like my channel, please consider liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. It really, really does wonders for my small, tiny, tiny little channel. Thank you so much and have a good day.